everybody. Hope you are doing well. Trying to get all my stuff together. I'm excited. I am excited to be sharing with you today. Grabbing a little bit of peppermint. I just put my abundance on. Let me know what you are oiling up with, and I hope you are oiling up with something because the oils are what it is. I got asked yesterday what I'm diffusing, and in there I've got abundance and grapefruit today. So that's what I have rolling in there. I just took my red drink and a little shot of nitro to give me a little bit of a boost. But today is different. So today I'm talking about our business. I'm talking about life in general and what's been going on with the world. And I used to do these on Zoom and I switched. I'm doing them just out here for the public because I know other people are wondering like what's happening with business, what's happening with the world, and especially today's topic because today we are talking about igniting your fire and finding your joy. And I'm hoping that this really gets you excited in your business, but it's also just plain old life. Life has been different. I was going to go with the word hard. Actually, I was going to do overcoming circumstances, something like that. And one of my friends, Marlene, said, don't say overcoming. It makes it so hard. But y'all, life has been different. It has been hard. We have gone through a lot as the world, right? In the past 3 years, things have transitioned. We had a period of massive isolation, massive. We were all alone. We were all separated. During that process, as I was in the hospital, I was in ICU and going through all that. So the isolation was even more extreme because my family couldn't come in, So I was one of those that went through that. And that is a trauma. But even if you were at home and you were alone, it is a trauma. And I don't think we acknowledge it as such. I don't think we talk about it. I don't think we discuss the fact that there's some things we need to do to release some of that trauma. And I'm actually going to be on one day next week, and I'm going to be going over our freedom sleep and our freedom release. Because this is about letting go of those traumas, those things that we hold on to, and our cells are trying to protect us. And the things that I have seen happen is something we have to talk about. But that isolation, especially in our business, has transferred over. So in that beginning of 2020, everybody had so much fear over the germs that we had this amazing boost that happened to our teams with our whole thieves line. There's this amazing influx. People were waking up, and people, I always used to joke, people aren't just going to knock on your door and ask to sign up in Young Living. And they were quite literally texting, messaging, calling people, please, how do I sign up? How do I get my stuff? And that was in 2020. But during that same process, when everything happened, the changes. So we had to learn how to stay home. We learned how to just go nowhere. We learned how to be compliant and complacent. There was a lack of trust in our government, a lack of trust in the medical community, a lack of trust in our fellow man. It was person against person fighting on our beliefs and what we believed in. And I know none of this has to do with your business specifically, but it's helping you understand the state of the minds of the people that you're talking to, which does have to do with your business. And in addition to all of that happening, I know that like the real truth, like just being real and open and honest, because that's all that we can really be, is we've had frustrations in our business. We've had frustrations with the website because we had a brand new one and we all hate change to begin with. And then when it came in, it didn't do what we thought it would do and what our picture of what perfection was going to be. And there's still things that aren't working the way we think that they should work, or even the way that I want them to work. So when I'm saying this, I'm not saying this is I'm pointing. I'm telling you, we had those frustrations. We had frustrations over shipping issues and frustrations over customer volume and just all of the things. We had frustrations over big leaders, people that we let speak into our lives who chose to go a completely different path, and the hurt, the trauma that was experienced as that those trust issues were broken. And I don't want to belittle any of that. I want to make sure that today when we're done, that you leave with a fire, like a burning fire. So I don't want to belittle any of that. I'm not saying any of that was little. They were traumas. They are traumas that some people were still experiencing in huge amounts right now. Like, just ready to throw in the towel, low OGV, lower enrollments, team not showing up for stuff, pouring yourself into an event and having 2 or 3 people come, creating these amazing graphics and getting just chirps like crickets in the audience that you're talking to, and doing all these online Facebook events and your Instagrams and not seeing the response, taking hours creating graphics. These are traumas, y'all. These are traumas, and they hit hard. And it wasn't just a one thing. It was a one thing, then another thing, then another thing. And that's only listing the few off the top of my head. That's not discussing the things that you personally could be going through in your group. Entire organizations that have decided to wander off with some of these other people that you trusted, that spoke into your life. These are the things that have been weighing heavy on us. And again, I don't want to belittle any of it. And I don't want anyone to go, oh, here she goes. It's all my fault. I want you to know I don't think that at all. But I do know that thoughts are things. I know that they're very, very powerful. And when we as the world had the fear that everybody was going to die, and all of our thoughts were focusing on the horror of it, there's power behind all those thoughts, because everybody was united in one thought. And then when we said, you know what, things aren't right, we started changing our thoughts. I mean, we started seeing things differently. We're seeing things open up. We're seeing people open up. We're seeing friendships open up. And I want you to know the same is true of our business. A lot of things happened. There's a lot of chaos, but thoughts are things. And before I go any further, I want you to take 1 second right now, and I want you to think about your origin story. Your origin. What was your original story with Young Living? How did you get in? What happened when you rubbed that first oil on? Like, what was your first oil? Tell me tell me, what was your first oil? What was the first oil that you ever smelled? You guys all know my first oil, my very first oil was oregano. And I hated it. The smell. I still think oregano smells like dirty socks. To this day, it still smells like that. But that was my very first oil. And then my first experience was when a friend of mine put raindrops oils on me. She put them just on my neck. And I didn't enjoy the experience. I didn't like the smell. You know how most people are like, it was lovely. I didn't feel that at all. But in 25 minutes, my life was radically and dramatically changed. Like, in no uncertain terms, I am not the same human being I was before that moment in time. It happened back in February 2007. My life was changed. My life was changed. And when I talk about my origin story, I still, when I'm telling all the nitty gritty details, I still cry. This is my passion. Young Living radically changed my life. And no matter what else is happening in the moment, if I am in the middle of doing something and I get very frustrated over it because I think it should go better, or I do that event and nobody shows up, or I'm on the website going, why can't it do whatever magical thing I wish it did that it can't do, I go back to my origin. I remember what changed. When I came in, we didn't have all the website-y stuff. I think we had a website, but it was not effective. It was nothing like what we have right now. And we still built it. We still shared. We didn't have all the social media, and we still built it. We still shared. We still did the things, because in the end, I know my life was radically and dramatically changed. And if something good happens to you, you have a moral and ethical obligation to tell somebody else. Like, in the end, cut and dry, cookie cutter piece, that's what it is. My life was changed. A side effect of me telling other people has been an amazing business. That's all been a side effect. I told people because how could I not? And if you think about your origin story, maybe you rubbed some lavender on your face and you were able to breathe. You're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Your story Man, somebody needs to hear that. There's somebody out there who does not know that that is an option. Maybe your story is, I was this past weekend, we were in Ohio, and Denise Lewis was sharing that a gal used orange oil, I think it was. And she put a little drop on her tummy and a little drop on her tongue, and she was, "Ah, my digestion, oh my goodness, it feels so good." And that's her origin story. That was that moment when she knew, it works. Like, that's what we have. We get to change lives. And all of these other frustrations, they just pale in comparison to what we have. I used to tell people all the time, man, when I got into Young Living and I started sharing that original thing, I only shared with one person a week. I wasn't in it because I thought you could make money. I already knew MLMs never work, or I was going to build a group. None of that was there. All I knew is my life was changed. I got to tell somebody else. And so I kind of made a commitment that I would just share with one person every time I was at homeschool group, which was where we would get together. We're at the park with the kids, and I would just one person. And that was my commitment because I was busy. I didn't have time to do all the other things. And I just shared whether I got a check or not. I didn't know that I was really going to make money. I had done lots of networking things and never got a check. So that was never my picture. And I know most of you, when you were original, that origin story, and you started telling other people, it wasn't because you knew there was some kind of big financial reward in it. That's not most of us. We do it because how do you not? And I want you to go back to that origin, that excitement. I want you for the next 30 days to throw your oils on constantly, to be putting them on, to be experiencing them, to remember that origin. I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to write down every cool thing that happens. You reached in and you'd accidentally touched the pan and used a little lavender. That's a miracle. Write it down. I want you to remember that excitement because that's our fire. Our fire is what these oils do in every single cell of our body. Our fire is the fact that how do I not have any? I have an empty bottle. Does that count? That our Ninja Red changes people. This is the OG Happy Juice right there. Ninja Red is the one. It gives that energy. It gives that focus. It gives that clarity of brain. It gives that oomph so I can get things done. I was blown away in Ohio. Chris Offer was speaking and he shared the top 20 selling products. He had just a little picture that he showed of it. And, lavender, lemon, peppermint, those were on top. But y'all, Ninja Red was only number 9. I want you to go, 9. Because that is mind-boggling to me. You want to see a little boost in your team's energy? You want to see a little boost in you? You start drinking a Ninja Red again. You start talking about Ninja Red. Ninja Red should be like number 1, number 2. It should be in the top 5 at the very least. It is the happy juice. It's what's going to ignite your energy. It's going to give you that fire to go do the things. It's also one of the easiest things we have to tell people about. Because everybody, I guarantee you, 10 people right now who need a little bit of energy. It's our Ninja Red. It comes in a single-sized trial that you can let them try. And then they can grab their own for around $150. I'm telling you, if you started just saying, you know what, I'm going to focus on Ninja Red for a little bit, you would see crazy things happening. It boggles my mind. That's not where I was going with this conversation. But I'm telling you right now, Ninja Red would ignite so many different things for you and for your team and for your people. But the thing that's going to bring your fire back is your story. Remembering why. It's not all the back office stuff and it's not creating the graphics and it's not creating all of these crazy things that we do. It's remembering our why. When we say, what's your why? My why is because my life was radically and dramatically changed, and I know that God gave me Young Living, and I have a moral obligation to tell other people. My life has been changed. I have to tell other people. I have to tell other people. And I'm going to tell you this also, and I'm going to say this with all the love in my heart, and please take it as such. But if what you have been doing isn't working, you need to do something else. If you are spending hours in your Facebook group, making, creating, designing and making sure you're sharing 4 times a day in your Facebook group, and you're getting 1 and 2 and 3 people clicking on those, but you're not enrolling new people, you're not exciting new people, you're not giving that heart to heart, then you need to get in person. We have gotten during that isolation period. Okay, let's back up. Do you know that people are more afraid of giving a eulogy than they are of being the person in the casket? Like, we have a fear of talking in front of people. And because we get on a computer and we've got this computer screen separating us from the other people, we don't worry about it as much. And we feel pretty confident doing stuff online because there's a buffer. But I want you to, Young Living wants you to start going back to in-person things. Sitting down at a coffee table with somebody and dumping out all your oils and letting them put them all over them and then say, let's get you some. Getting your Ninja Red and letting people drink some Ninja Red. Doing your whatever it is. You like animals. You sit down and you show a mama how to oil up her fur baby. She will never forget that moment. And you know what she's going to do? She's going to turn around and show her friends how to oil up a fur baby. 1 and 2 people at a time. This doesn't have to be huge numbers of people. This is getting back out there and sharing your passion, the thing that you love, with people, hands-on, in person, one-on-one, and like you literally have to do step by step. Call somebody or send them a text. Girl, I'm in your neighborhood. I want to come over and show you what to do with your dog. She's been talking about, you've seen her on Facebook. Get together, person to person, those home meetings. That is how I built my entire organization. 1 person at a time. That's how we built. Then we would get together weekly and we would talk about all the things. That's what we did in our weekly meetings. And we just got together one-on-one, but it was at the coffee table. It was in their living rooms. It was at the kitchen table. It was one-on-one at coffee shops. It was one-on-one with human beings. Because so many people keep coming to me and going, Shannon, I just don't know. Nobody's joining my lives. Nobody's joining my class. I'm doing classes twice a week and nobody's getting on. Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe you need to get at that table. Because there is nothing like my ooey gooiness with somebody else's ooey gooiness, and we're oiling up and they get excited and they start talking about their sister who would absolutely love this, and we go, let's go talk to your sister, and then we go from her house over to her sister's house, or we invite the sister over. There is so much excitement in that. There is so much. It is so duplicatable, person to person, friend to friend. That's where the change happens. That's when it happens. And if you are feeling like you are replaying all of the things, all of the traumas, all of the problems, you're like, no, Shannon, all these people left Young Living. Why are they all leaving Young Living? Well, I'm going to tell you, they've always been leaving Young Living. And they've always been coming into Young Living. And there will always be a tidal wave, an ebb and a flow. And the great people, amazing people. You know, if you used to be in Young Living and then you got out of Young Living and you're watching this, you are welcome back. Come back. I will love you. I will oil you. I will take care of you. If you left and you are really happy where you are, more power to you. You go do you, boo. But I don't have to waste my thoughts and my energy and my focus wondering why. Why, ask why? I don't know why. I don't know why people would do that. I know that I can never. I know that radically and dramatically change my life will forever be Young Living. Always, always, always my story. It doesn't change. It is what it is. But I can't spend time wondering why they left. I can't spend time wondering why, holy smoke, so many things, so many people. I don't know why. But the biggest thing is I don't want to. I don't want to spend time wondering. I don't want to spend time wondering how 1 week you can be saying that our peppermint is the best peppermint in the universe and tell me all the science behind why my peppermint is so amazing. And then a week later you can say, oh, they're peppermint. And oh, it doesn't smell the same. Well, of course it doesn't smell the same. Every single crop of peppermint, every single drop of every oil that we have, it comes from real live plants. And every time they are harvested, there's a little bit of a different aroma. And I know that. And here's the thing. These sweet people, these former people that are now saying and bashing, they know that. They just have to be able to validate the reason why they're doing something. But what I don't have to do is worry about it. I don't have to take that on. I don't have to stress about that. I can just know how I feel when I open one of my bottles of essential oil and I put it on, regardless of what my peppermint smells like today. I know that every molecule in that amazing bottle is rushing through my body. 40 million trillion molecules in one teeny tiny drop hitting every single cell of my body and igniting it. Oxygen, turning cells on, turning things off, doing what it's supposed to do. And do you know how I know it? I know because how it makes me feel inside. I know because my clarity is there. I know because my energy is there. I know that when I take a shot of my Ninja Red, all the nutrients that are packed inside that are being digested and rushed into every single cell of my body. I know because how I feel, so I don't have to wonder what somebody else is thinking or what somebody else is saying or the gossip mill. If you are hanging around the gossip mill, I understand why you're feeling confusion, because you're letting them speak into your life and give you questions instead of just saying, I know what I know, I know what I feel, I know what I feel. Not what somebody's speaking, but what do you feel when you use it? That's where the fire is. It's the emotion. You know how you feel. Step away. If you're in groups where they are discussing that negative stuff in the website. Oh, the website. Do we have frustrations with the website? Sometimes. You got your bippy. Do you have frustrations with anything in the universe? Yes, life is going to have frustrations, but I'm not going to spend my philosophy is if I can't fix it or change it in 24 hours, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to try to change anything in my past. None of it. I'm going to focus my energy where it's going to get something done, where it's going to be useful so that I can feel excited. I'm not going to hang around in business groups where it's negative. I'm not going to hang around. I don't follow the people that have chosen to move on to do other things, especially if they're people that are doing that and they're speaking death over my company, over my company. Oh no, Young Living is going to be forever. We have so much amazing stability. I hear people in the gossip mill going, I don't know. Listen, Young Living owns all its stuff. So all of that land, all of those farms, all of everything we have, we own. We are not, we don't have a board of directors or creditors that have any say over what we do or how we do it or what we put in our oils or what we don't put in our oils. We're able to do things however we want. And that stability, that long-term picture of where we're going and what we have, y'all, that hasn't changed. The only reason why you might have some of those things is because that crazy gossip mill, because you're hanging around with the wrong people that are speaking lies into your life. They're not speaking life. I'm only going to be around people that are speaking life and energy, and you can feel that. You can see that. The people that are complaining, those aren't the people I need. That's not what I need speaking into my life. And start speaking things like, I am excited to see what the future brings. Because for every negative comment, thought, thing, we have to speak 10 positive things to overcome the one negative. So you've been hanging in that. You need to start speaking some other things, writing some things. I am blessed in all things. The world is full of good people. So if you've been watching, the world is coming to an end and you're freaking out, then I am surrounded by people that love me, that appreciate me. People are drawn to me. I choose to find the good in things. I am more than enough. People are just absolutely drawn to my energy. I draw people with good energy. Everything I touch prospers. Everything. If I have a thought and I run with it, it is a prosperous thought. It touches other people. It brings abundance into my life. Abundance of friends, abundance of energy, abundance of time, abundance of finances, more than enough. These are the things you need to be speaking. That will ignite that fire. And every time you have a negative thought or you see something negative and you go, well, I wonder, I want you to stop right then, and I want you to speak life. Speak life over your body, speak life over your family, speak life over everything you're doing, speak life over your plans. Speak life. Life and death is in our tongue. We have to choose. We have to choose to recreate that, because that bubble that has been there, we get to do it. I'm also going to tell you this. Stop organizing your office. Stop trying to make everything perfectly perfect. Stop spending hours and hours on graphics. And I know for some of you this is touchy, but Young Living sends us stuff. Your upline sends you stuff already made. You can purchase it. That's not a place you need to spend all of that stuff. Again, stop hanging out in groups where people are discussing all of the negative. You just don't need that as a part of your world. If you're trying to get your fire back and trying to get that energy back, you need to choose to do that. Stop complaining about the way things were. Well, we used to think of every old person back in my day. That's who you're sounding like. Stop being like, well, a year ago when I did this, just pop, 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 pop. That's great. If that's not working for you now, do something different. I'm telling you right now, what people are craving is human touch. We are craving being around each other again. If there are classes in your area, if there are events going on, like I said, we were just in Ohio and there was over 200 people all together, and we all left with such a fire in our belly, because being around people does that. April 22nd here in Michigan. So if you were anywhere around us, if you're within a 6-hour area, drive on up to see us and come get around all of these other like-minded people so you can reset this. This is what has to get reset. You might be like, well, I already know everything about Nutri-Red, and I know everything about the oils. Yay, you! You still need to get around people. You still need to get that fire going. And if you are on this call right now, listen, let me tell you, go right now, get your ticket for Grand Convention, set your intention, get your hotel, get your ticket, talk to your people, throw them in your car, all of you drive down, you do whatever it takes to get a huge group of people with you, because that's going to ignite that fire again. It's going to get you excited. It's going to help you find that joy. Plan right now. This is April, May, June, July. We have got 4 months to Grand Convention. That means if you were to enroll 2 people every week between now and then, every week, that's going to give you what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32 people. Plan on bringing those 32 people with you to Grand Convention. And I know you're like, but they're brand new. So what? All the more reason to get them. This is going to be a nice size convention, small, where people can get together and still have that ooey gooiness. Everyone said last year's convention was so exciting because they could talk to all of the people. You didn't have 20,000 people there. Remember, people are still afraid to go places. So you capitalize on that. Grab all those new people with you and go. And then I'm going to throw this. If you decided to enroll and you just really set your intention to enroll those 2 people every week, what would happen to your excitement level in your business? It would skyrocket. What would happen to your energy? It would skyrocket. How happy would you be? Woo, woo! And it's all intention and then actually doing the steps. Friends, we have to literally do the steps. So what is step 1? What do I want you to do when you get off the phone? I want you to write out what you want to happen. Like, just write it out. What would be, if things just could go the way you want them to go, and you could just write out your plan for your organization, what would it be? What would it be? What rank? How many people? How many home meetings would you like to have every week? Every week. Home meetings, getting together with, this is new people. Yes, I want you to love on the people that are already in your organization, but I want you to start introducing it to brand new people and have your brand new people have their close friends. That's where you're going to see that fire happen. This is talking to them. So how many home meetings would you like to have? How many one-on-ones? How many do you want to sit down at a coffee shop? What would you like your numbers to be? How many new members would you like to have? Have you written that down lately? How many brand new customers? How many brand new people that go brand partner? How many would you like? How many would you like on Loyalty Rewards? Start writing those numbers out just like as if it already was. How many friends would you like to see rank up? How many? You got a plan? Like in 3 months, what rank would you like to, what rank would you like to be? Like solid, what rank? Do you know? Or have you just kind of like, meh, it'll happen if it happens? If I have one more person tell me, well, if God wants to happen, God will make it happen. No, it's up to us. I believe that God, the scripture says that He'll give us our heart's desire. And for me, that's two things. One, it means if there's a desire, He put that in there. He put that desire for you to do the thing. And He gave you the skill. He said your talents will make a way for you. He gave you the skill and the talent for you to then take and duplicate. And when you go do the things, He said, I will make that happen. So we have to do the things. You have to go, your number two is you have to go set up those home meetings by actually talking to people. I want you to pick up the phone. I want you to invite people to go for coffee and oils. I want you to talk to people and invite them for Ninja Red and Energy. You can call your friend, text your friend, say, hey, can I stop by? We were talking about XYZ. I want to show it to you. Hey, can I stop by? I know you were out talking about your dog. I got some stuff that might be amazing. Hey. Literally, physically, one-on-one with people that are not already in your team, but brand new people that you can get that excitement going. Because I am telling you, there is excitement when you're sitting with people and things happen. Notice I didn't say send an invite via social media. I can't tell you how to build online. That's not how I built. What I can tell you is how in-person touching people makes me feel. I can tell you that ignites my fire, that it gets me excited. Step 3, when you're with those people and they're oiling and they're doing this stuff, share your stories. It is the stories that will change their lives. It is the stories that give people hope. Tell them about you hitting your knee and using your deep relief. Tell them about you banging your toe and throwing on some aromases. Tell them about the raindrops. Tell them what did you use and how did it make you feel. What did you use and how did it make you feel? And when they grab one of your oils and they're using that, say, oh, can you smell that? You smell how that's getting all up there? Hey, it makes you cough. That lemon, it's your happy in a bottle. Can you feel that happy? We all know some people that need a little bit of happy. I'm just saying, is share your stories right then with them. And step 4, dude, have them order their stuff. Have them grab their oils. Have them grab their juice. Have them get that. Throw it on your loyalty rewards. And then duplicate the same thing. Hey, can we see if your sister wants to meet us for coffee tomorrow? Can we talk to your mom about all that stuff you were telling me with her knees? Let's sit down with your mama. Let's sit down with your sister. Let's sit down with your cousin. Let's sit down with your sorority. I never, in all the years I've been doing this, and I know a lot of people do, you know, you do, you boo, but I have never said, hey, do you want to build a business? I have never said that. I have never said, let's, I've never even used the word home meeting with people. Do you want to have a home meeting? No. I say grab a couple of your friends because it's less intimidating. Plus, it's how normal people talk, right? To my besties, to my friends, I don't say, hey, if you would be interested in sharing an opportunity in which I have the ability to... That's not how you talk. Talk like a human being. Be you. Talk like the way your friends would expect you to talk. Be authentically you. Share your story. Do it table to table, friend to friend. And I am telling you that excitement will happen. And side effects. Yes, your team will grow. The energy will grow. The excitement will happen. Am I saying don't have Facebook groups and trainings and stuff? No. But I am saying you have to get out there where the people are to build that energy back up. You have to get out there where the people are to build that energy back up, and then training can continue happening via the different groups that you have. It's all about mindset. It's all about plans. So take those step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, go through the process, and then what are you going to do? You're going to start back at step 1 and continue doing it over and over. Make sure that you're talking to lots of people so you're not just waiting. You talk to your Aunt Sue to see if you can come over and put some oils on her chicken. Oh, Diane, that was for you. On her chicken. You're going to come over and you're going to oil up her chicken. And you're waiting for her. And she can't do it this week, but maybe, and you just keep waiting. You don't keep waiting. Talk to your Uncle Bobby and talk to Tim at the store and talk to Sharon at the bank and Angie. And when you have a huge number of people that you're just talking with, that you're going to stop by and talk, you don't notice if Aunt Sue takes 3 months. You don't notice. I'm just saying. So get on there because all of these things, so enrolling these people, making sure they're starting with 100 PV Essential Reward order and putting it onto their loyalty rewards, essential rewards. They're putting it on there. You're getting points for Hawaii. Listen, I know you might be going, oh, Shannon, Hawaii is just not doable. Oh, listen, the numbers right now to be able to go, if you were to go out there and let's just do this. You have April, May, June, so 3 months left for the Hawaii challenge. If you go out there and you enroll 4 people every single month on loyalty rewards with that 100 PV, that right there gets you the 40 point kit. So you're getting, it's like $1,500 in free oils just for that. Just for that. So you're shooting for Hawaii, but if you miss and you get $1,500 in free oils, is that a good miss? Oh, that's a great miss. If you're going for the 40 point oils and you end up with the 20 point oils, is that a good miss? I'm just saying, you have a 30 point, a 20 point, 30 point, 40 point. But also, if you are shooting and you're like, you know what, I got 80, 90, 100 points because you decided to do more than the 4 and you have people ranking up, that can get you a year's supply of Ninja Rad. Who is down for a year's supply of energy in Ninja Rad? Me, I will take that. Or your supply of thieves. So there's no miss here. So if you are running for Hawaii and your points don't quite hit, you get Ninja Rad, you get thieves, you get oils, oils, oils. It's all good. If you want more information on that one, check it out. Get a hold of your upline. Let them know, man, I am ready to run. I have that fire. I'm going to go do this time. And I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm going to close off everything else. I'm going to set my intention. I'm going to rewrite the programming and the truth that I have been expecting. And I am going to speak life over myself, over my organization, over my team, over Young Living. Y'all, we need to be speaking life over Young Living and the ridiculous stuff that's been going on because no more this far and no further. I'm just saying. All right, you guys, I will be gone next week, our next business one. Make sure you click going. Make sure you hit share. Make sure you tell people because I'm going to take you through our compensation plan step by step by step by step. We're going to go over all of the bonuses, and I promise when I am done, you are going to understand our entire comp plan and be able to teach other people. All right, you guys, I love you, and I hope I didn't hurt any feelings. And let me know, which are you going for? Oils, Ninja Rad, Thieves, or Hawaii? Talk to you later. Bye.